This is the strange behavior which I find from the Dg8saq vector network analyzer when I try to calibrate it. So at first I have the laptop set up and I have the SAQ analyzer here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make just a normal short open load calibration, and then I'm going to measure S11 with the supplied load, and afterwards I'm going to change the load through a adapter SMA to BNC with a 50 ohm mini circuit terminator. On the software side, I have set up the frequency range from 1 to 500 megahertz, 1000 samples, 2 milliseconds per data point, resulting in 2 seconds of the total sweep. So let's start with the calibration. I'm going to connect open first. Before we do the calibration, the color correction scheme I'm using is allow full 5, 6 or 12 term correction connection if available, which is a recommended setting, and for the S parameter acquisition calibration options allow full 5, 6 or 12 terms connection correction if available, recommended. And as the calibration kit, I'm using the ideal calibration standards. So let's open again the calibration window, and I'm doing now the open. It's connected. Now I will connect the short. And now the load. Once we've calibrated, I'm going to close the window and I'm going to get an S11 sweep on the load, which looks more or less okay. So this is again now the setup. It's just the pigtail and the 50 ohm load which is supplied. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to exchange now this here to the SMA to BNC connector and connecting the 50 ohm load. I will do the same sweep, and somehow it always tells me that the S11 is between -9.5 and -10 dB. However, if I disable the calibration, the sweep looks somehow more reasonable. The same happens, by the way, if I connect the pigtail directly between the TX port and the RX port, which I'll show you in a second. So it looks like now this, the TX directly connected to the RX input. I do another S11 sweep. It looks more or less reasonable without the calibration, and if I turn on the calibration, I get again the -9 to -10 dB calibration, which seems definitely somehow awkward.